So I'm Leighton Thomas from New Ross here all my life. So I'm part of New Ross Town Football Club. I'm secretary of the club at the moment, volunteer with the club, and also a coach of the underage teams as well. So it's good to see the club going from strength to strength, and one of the coaches here as well with me today as well, Decci.
Hi, I'm Decci Walsh from New Ross. I'm first team coach with the men up at New Ross Town, and I help out with some of the underage teams as well. And just delighted to be here today.
So how are you doing for the Christmas, Dec?
Oh, sure, the usual now.
You taking a break from training?
No, I tell you, the only break we're going to take now is today. Today.
You going back next week?
Yeah, we're going back. So it's we can't. Do you know what I mean? It's if you're training hard coming up to Christmas, and you're taking 2 weeks off at Christmas.
Yeah.
By the time you go back in January, you've probably 2 turkeys hanging out your belly. Like.
Yeah. You want to be training yourself?
Well, I have them anyway, which are, but for the rest of the lads, like.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we said. No, we said we only we train Tuesday, and so we'll take today off, and so next week there are no big days. Like it's not.
Yeah.
I think it's next Tuesday, or whatever. It's not like New Year's Eve, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah.
And
it's
I
midweek,
think,
and
it's 2 days.
easier.
2 days after Stephen's Day, so lads are needing out blowout, like.
Yeah.
Which get the numbers up now is another thing, but like we're going well for numbers, so.
Yeah. I kind of like the break now at Christmas because it gets everyone recharged again. Do you know what I mean? And especially at underage, like. You know, you're not going to get them over Christmas either anyway, so
yeah,
it's nice to get a bit of a recharge, and it gives you a kick then start of the new year to actually push on again and try and get everyone flying it again. You know,
when are you back?
It'll probably be the second week in January, I'd say.
Yeah, I think our game is the 9th of January. I think it's the Neil O'Sullivan Cup.
Yes.
So it's going to be a very tough game for us. We're going to be playing in Escorta United, who are top of Division 2, so they'll probably be the favourites for the Neil O'Sullivan Cup.
Yeah. They're the games you want to though. You want to be playing against tougher opposition.
Well, that's why I said we'll stay going over Christmas. Like, you know, it's going to be hard enough going up a division, playing a team at the top of
It's true.
The second division. Like, you know what I mean? It's
but
hard.
then the trip up to Dublin was good. You know what I mean? Like they were a better team, but
you
know,
that's just how memories are made. Isn't
that's
it?
Like you know, they're the things you remember forevermore. Like, you know?
Just with a few memories from that one. All right.
You did. Thank God I went home. Thank God I drove.
There's a few lads had to be helped home. it was like a nightclub on the bus on the way home.
But it's good because say I have the likes of my young fella Killian there now, like, and you know it's a different experience for him. It's his first time.
Yeah, mixing with the adults.
Mixing with the adults and stuff. So they're all the things that you thought of yourself when you were growing up playing soccer. Do you know what I mean? You wanted to be getting into the first team and stuff like that. So you know, they're the memories that you have forevermore. But it's what you want as well out of the game, because it's not all about winning. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to win every year. So
no, of course
you
not.
want the memories.
And so, like, you know, plus they're bonding sessions for the team, lad.
Yeah.
Like a lot of lads, they only know each other from training. They don't know anything about what to do when they leave training. You know, they don't know anything about each other apart from I play with Rosstown, you play with Rosstown. But you know, on trips like that, you know what I mean. And I've noticed like lads becoming a lot closer and friendlier with each other after, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas beforehand, like, it'll be only kind of, well, how's it going, or,
I know,
you know, and that's what it's all about, sure, isn't it?
It
bonding.
is, yeah. And look, even for the kids, like, I mean, what people don't actually realise is the difference it makes to them, even just being involved in the club or training, the mental health issues that are happening every day of the week, it staves it off, like, do you know what I mean? It's actually been proven, there's studies there to show that it actually lowers the depression and anxiety. And parents are the ones who are actually putting in the hard work, bringing kids to training every week, and to matches and whatever. I know that I've 2 kids on the road every day of the week for football, but if parents put in that hard graft, it actually pays off for kids as well. Like, you know what I mean?
Mental health now, like years ago, it was classed as like, oh, you're soft, or you know, don't be a soft boy, or like
it's different now.
Even like years ago, there was no such thing like when you were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, anything about mental health.
Do
you know, it was only like when you kind of become a man or a young man, or and then but now like children of 4 and 5 are experiencing mental health issues and anxiety, and you know, and that's why I find brilliant, like with the club, is like when you take, I saw it myself now with, just when I was doing the under 7 and 8 girls, like little 5, 6, 7-year-old girls coming up really shy.
Yeah.
Some of them, like, when I asked them their names.
Yeah, they don't want to give it up to you even.
And I'm there, I don't want to be calling the girl the wrong name.
I know.
And then after 3 or 4 sessions, do you know what I mean? They're running around.
Ones.
Yeah, they're running around.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And like,
but that's part of it. Like the social inclusion, kids are nervous and they're shy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you get them up there in the field and leave them off on their own. Do you know? And all of a sudden they start mixing with kids.
That's the gain confidence. You know.
You get social confidence out of it and everything. It's not just about fitness or playing the sport itself. Like it's any club, even in this town. Like there's plenty of clubs in this town. It doesn't have to be our club. They need to be involved though. You know, from a young age, get them involved to keep the interest in it for them as well.
Yeah, like they're gaining, like you know, at that age they're gaining skills that's going to help them out later in life. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially like social skills and psychological, emotional skills. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're learning how to be like that. They're not always going to win. They're learning how to take turns at things. You know what I mean? They're learning like. It's not all about winning. If we get back, we have to improve to win. And then, like when you get older, you look back and you think, "Geez, that's really after helping me in life." Do you know what I mean? Is to go into their jobs or go to college or.
Oh, massively. It doesn't only impact on football.
No, it
impacts your general life,
their whole,
as you get older.
Like, it's their whole life.
Yeah.
Like.
My only problem with it is I just feel parents nowadays are putting too much pressure on kids to become professionals at whatever they do. And the amount of people that will make it as professional is rare to none that you'll know. Do you know what I mean? There's 1%,
if even,
of people. Do you know what I mean? That can actually make it at an elite level to play sport and make a living out of the game. But there's other ways to make a living out of the game.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's stats, there's video analysis, there's whatever. But it doesn't have to actually be professional at whatever sport they play. Like,
but that's why you see a lot of, like in all sports, like children start out and then they could be playing 5 sports. And by the time they're 15, 16, boom, they're gone because there's too much pressure on them. Yeah, to concentrate and be a professional at this one. You know, you're no good at this one. Instead of just leaving them all play and just, you know what I mean, choose their safe.
Look, I've been guilty of it myself. I've been guilty of pushing me on, young lad. You know, when he was younger and all that, like as well, like and.
But so it's hard. Like I'd say, well, I've only a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old, but you know what I mean. Like when they go to that age and you're involved in football all your life, and you're there, that's my son. Like I want the best for him. Do you know what I mean? I want to push him.
It's natural.
Yeah, it's just father-son bond. You know what I mean?
What we all need to learn, I think, is as parents, is to actually let them go out and do their own thing.
Yeah, just to stand off and
let them play, let them have a bad game, and that's the hardest thing for us. We don't let them have a bad game. Do you know what I mean?
So, like that was the way with things in Ireland for years. Like everything, little Johnny went out there under 10s years ago, and Johnny could be a real good player, but Johnny had a bad game. He come home then, he could get slapped in the head off his father, telling him he's useless. You know what I mean?
Johnny?
Oh, just
I'm only joking, only joking. But like I don't know. I know
there was too much emphasis put on.
When we were growing up, Decci, there was nobody at our games. Well, there was no one at my games anyway. A rare or odd parent might be there, but not nowadays.
No, it's brilliant.
The lines are full now.
Yeah. No, it's brilliant to see,
so,
and the parents are bringing. Well, I suppose the way things gone, it's probably safer having parents, like back when I was young, we used to get buses and all off, do you know what I mean? 12, 13 heading off with 2 adults off to the arse end of Wexford.
We used to have Jack Dunphy's bus here going every day. Bobby used to drive Jack Dunphy's bus for us. When we drove up the Irish Town one day, coming around by the grotto there, and the side door flew up and the van, Lalla Murphy rolled down the hill. With some crack. We had up there to the Irish Town, turned the lights and head over by Mount Carmel. Lalla said, stopped us at the top of Jake Yell. He leave me out. He said, Bobby, I have to go home. He was broke up.
But it's funny, like, you know, when you see over the years the way things are after changing.
Yeah.
But like one thing I really know is like especially when I was underage, like there was always lads putting in great time and all. But just the coaching aspect wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't, not in any club, it was just the whole of Wexford.
Oh, yeah.
You could be really good in Wexford, you know what I mean? Best team, as soon as he's playing the SFAI Cups or anything, and come up again a Dublin team, you could be bet 8 or 9 nothing.
That's it, yeah.
But because they're after they're being properly coached for the last 20 years, do you know what I mean?
But it's a population thing too, like they have a massive population to draw players in as well, like. Whereas, say for us in Ross here, it's a limited pool, like. You know, so you're going to be restricted in the amount of players you have and a different array of talent as well, like, you know. But still, I mean, to see the success that's coming out of this town down through the years.
Oh, it's brilliant. There's some great
massive.
players.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Even swimming, anything at all. There's success there. There's people gone to the Olympics. You saw even this year, gone to the Olympics as well. Like, what's that coming out of this town?
For the cycling.
The cycling. I mean, I know she's been Glen more than Griffin, but still, there's a massive
surrounding
amount
areas.
in this small area. Like, there's a massive amount that have actually achieved big things coming from this little town. Like,
well, the one thing I really like, with especially with Rosstown and all that, when I was younger, playing underage. If you were playing underage, you'd be very lucky to get somebody that lived outside, past Mannion's or past the roundabout on the Wexford Road, playing with you.
Yeah.
Where now, you have young lads from the Roar, you have young lads from Tullaher, you have young lads coming, do you know what I mean, from all different and probably some of the teams you wouldn't have teams.
Yeah.
Only for, do you know what I mean? The lads coming in from where years ago, there are none of them, do you know? Because it was all like, when I was growing up, it was always the big thing, like the town again, the country, do you know?
Yeah.
And probably lads in school, and they were, do you know what I mean? They wouldn't come in because that's that Leighton Thomas, that lad was pushing me up against the locker in school the other day, or blowing smoke in my face out in the yard, trying to get me to smoke, do you know what I mean? Where now they're all friends, like, in school. And it's it makes a massive difference.
It's gone totally different than what it was when
it's a lot more friendly, and it's...
But I think they're coming into us as well because they see what we're doing in the club. Like, the club is thriving, do you know what I mean? And the club is
doing great.
It's getting bigger, like, so it shows that something has been done right. Well, now, on that side, you'd have to commend Liam Rossler, because what he puts into it is a massive amount of work. Even through the split.
He's like the Santi of Rosstown.
Yeah. Like, he wasn't a great player himself now, but...
Caught!
but you know, he's doing good work behind the scenes though.
Yeah, he's a great worker.
I know, it's unbelievable what he's doing. Like, he's on that road morning, noon and night, delivering split the pot tickets.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen or met anyone that has done or does as much work with so much little fuss.
Yeah.
Liam's not one of them fellas do something, I want me picture in the paper, you know what I mean? I want most of the work Liam does is behind the scenes. People don't even realise. No,
they don't. And the amount of work that's going on behind the scenes, marking pitches, arranging jerseys, washing jerseys,
swapping gear from one field to another.
It is massive, like, it's massive commitment. But every club needs someone like that to actually do it, or they won't survive.
No, they won't. They won't thrive.
Yeah.
Do you know? And that's how a club thrives. When you have somebody that club is in their DNA, it's in their blood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They will do anything.
Yeah.
And there's no, the one thing I like, there's no problem too big, you know what I mean? And for every problem, there's a solution.
That's it,
and then there's no problem to the solution.
No,
the solution is the solution.
And look, people are going to get upset over things on the way, but at the end of the day, it's all for the betterment of everybody. It's not done for one person. Do you know what I mean?
It's for the community.
The whole, the amount that I think Rosstown is giving back to the community is massive. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in the club, but I just think even because it's not me that's doing it on my own, and it's you, it's everyone else.
It's a collective effort from...
it is massive, I think the involvement that it brings to the community, helping out with the Christmas, with Santi, the sleigh. I know we can't do it now because of COVID and all, but doing that every year with the council, helping out at the festivals.
Donating to charity,
donating to charities every Christmas, do you know what I mean?
Meals on Wheels.
So I think this year we're supporting two of them. One of them is the Search and Rescue.
Oh, that's
which is massive as well. Those lads,
they get feck all to do for all the work to do.
For what they're doing, and when they go looking for people,
they're risking their lives every day.
They're small things, but to give back to the community is good too, because it's not, the club can't be always about take. We can't always be looking for something. We have to give back to the community as well.
That's why a lot of clubs go bang, because it's all take, money. And instead of giving something back, it's take. And then when you can't give them that anymore, bye.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's important for us. Even we're reliant on the community to split the pot. I think to give back at the end of the year.
Sure, it's lovely.
It's a small thank you, but...
Sure, even last week, there was 10 extra envelopes drew out for €75 each. That was the club's money last week.
Yeah.
As an appreciation to say thanks for everyone for doing it for the whole year.
Exactly, yeah. But, it's I even, last year when there was the theatre was in need of money, they were going to be closing. like that alone is a massive outlet for this town. There's kids that are getting the amount of enjoyment going down there to Pantos, to Amory Cooney's dance school.
So that's it. There's kids up with us that are down in the theatre as well.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
That's it.
Like
so
it's a community effort.
That's it. This town is too small to not work as a community.
So everyone has to pull together, like.
Yeah. So you have to help out. Yeah. It's good to see it though. It's good to be in a position to actually give back to the community at times as well.
So. It was just 20 odd teams, is there?
For us,
from under.
For us or for the town?
No, for us town.
I think it's more. I think we've about 26 underage. We'll have 3 adults between the women and the men.
And 2 youths and a 19s as well.
The youths, the 19s, the women, the men. That's 4, so yeah. So like there's close to 30 teams at underage. You know, between underage and men, like so, and that's a massive outlay.
So like
massive outlay in insurance and everything. But look at it. I mean, it's not about that. We've struggled in the past with financially, and we kept going, and we do it again. Do you know what I mean? And we just getting bigger, like so. Which is, I don't know. I wouldn't like to see us getting smaller. I think we can't get too big either. But at the same time, it's that kind of environment that it brings for everybody involved in the club.
Well, I think like a lot of the reason why the club has grown and grown is because like especially both us as parents, like you're going to look around and you're going to see what way a club is run or what they're doing, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you're not going to send your son or daughter to somewhere that's getting bad mojo off people. Do you know what I mean? You're going to send your child to someone. Do you know what I mean? You look.
It's a happy environment. Like.
Yeah. Do you know a child friendly environment? You know what I mean? You're going to send your child there, like.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's why the more and more they get involved, and the more good that we do, say, actually entice them, I think, to come into us.
Oh, definitely.
You know, it mightn't work out for them. It mightn't be like soccer. Mightn't even be their game. It's not for everyone.
It's for like. I see people, especially with the little girls now, be coming up to be mad to be playing it.
Yeah.
And like, because they're so young, like their attention span wouldn't be the best.
Yeah.
And you could like, but you have to like do the drills, but you have to make them into fun drills. Instead of saying it's passing, you have to say like, we're going to land the ball on the moon today. You know, games like that. And you get them doing the drills and you get them working on what you want them to work on.
Yeah.
But they think they're just, well, they are having loads of fun.
They are.
But they're doing what the coach wants them to do, and they're improving.
That exercise as well.
But then you turn around, you could see like 2 or 3 of them, and there'd be like 3 old ones there just yapping away. You'd have to say, lads, come back in here, like, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it.
Yeah. I was up there last week, sir, and I think you were off actually, but the lads were trained there under 15s, and so I just got involved. They were having a penalty shoot, so I got involved and went in goal and all. But if they missed, they had to go and do laps. So they ended up throwing water at me. Jack Welch was one of the main culprits. Sean O'Brien, only living up the road from me.
Were you doing the Michael Owen on it now? Were you trying to save all the penalties?
So I did save them. I think I was one of the... Ask Liam Ross, I think I was one of the greatest goalkeepers to come out of town. And I scored a hat-trick one day as well in the Premier League. Liam will tell you about that as well. Like, so. But look at it. I think it's a pleasure to be involved in the club.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant.
To see us going well, like, do you know what I mean? And to see what actually happens in the club each week with the kids.
Yeah, like as I said, like with close to nearly 30 teams, like a lot of people on the outside don't even realise the work that goes in to be able just to put out one team.
There's a lot of organisation in one team alone, never mind every team, you know.
Ring Liam right, I'm on the way to Gorey, ring him back, I'm just on the way to Rosslare, or you know what I mean?
I know, yeah.
Like, his missus is, she's like, I don't know, she have a lot of patience anyway.
Yeah. So she's involved in the background as well.
I think we could name the club New Rossler Town.
You could. Well, they did do most of the work in it anyway to start it off and everything. Yeah. There was no academy. When Liam and them were involved first, there was only the men's team and there was an A and a B team. No academy. And Liam got that academy going then. If you hadn't started that academy, you wouldn't have the underage system in place there that is there now, like, you know.
And like Liam told me, he said, like, he brought teams off, you know, some kids that some of them never even kicked the ball.
Yeah.
Bringing them off like to the biggest clubs in Wexford, you know, down to the North Ends and, you know, all them, the Ajaxes and Shamrock Rovers and all, who like had long established academies, like, and the young lads were getting hockey, but they stuck at it. Yeah. And now, like, we have some of the finest young players in the county.
We're competing with them every week.
Yeah, you know.
But the under 12s with Kelly O'Neill, sure. Like Kelly is the first coach with the men's on her own, or the boys team on her own there now. She hasn't lost a game yet.
6 games away, after winning 6 out of 6. So I think
they
have 6 home games to play.
That's unbelievable, yeah. You know, so that's massive even for kids to get that enjoyment, like.
Yeah.
And to be actually to have a female coach over him.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant as well. You wouldn't have seen it years ago.
No.
Do you know? And I think there should be more of them. There should be more women
involved
in the game, and to see the girls' game grown as it is grown, I think is massive as well. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that was like one of the first things I noticed now in the general sense was the amount of young girls playing.
Yeah, no, it is,
and they love it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
mean? But that's down to Anthony as well. Anthony Rosler he's the one running the show.
He's the female. He's running all the.
Yeah, he's running the show there. And without him, it's unusual for the male to actually go and start taking over all the women, as Anthony did from the early age. Like, you know what I mean? He took them from the start, and he hasn't done any of the boys' underage teams. He's stuck with the women. Do you know what I mean? The female side.
His record speaks for itself. Like,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like the caliber of players they're producing.
Yeah.
Like you had Emma, captain of the Kennedy Cup.
Exactly. Yeah.
The Wexford boys Kennedy Cup team.
Yeah.
Probably the first time ever, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah. So we're seeing the girls getting to Wexford Youths now. Hopefully this year we'll have Emma and Eve there, you know, as well. Like, so and hopefully more. We had Eva Keelty down in Waterford United last year, and Eve in Wexford Youths last year. So like, you know, it just goes to show that the talent is there even at the girls.
Yeah.
It's not just the boys. I actually saw when Eve was on the county team as well. It was up at the Gaynor Cup, and some of the football they were playing was better than the underage boys. You know, so
that's it. Like, see, people don't realise the amount of girls that are playing soccer.
No, that's it. But the game's improving the whole time for them as well.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. The coach and everything. Like, you know, all the county, as like the Dubs say, all the country people.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it used to be always for years with the DDSL won everything. You know, but now, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you have like smaller counties, you know what I mean, Waterford, Wexford, you know what I mean, winning things at national level. Like, where before it was unheard of, like it was always same winning bloody all the underage national cups and all, like it was always like Belvedere or Home Farm or, you know, St. Joseph's Boys, where now like there's Cork teams, Limerick teams, Waterford teams, Tipperary teams. And it's good to see.
I know it is. You need that spread. You need it for competition alone, like. But no, I think it's in a good place at the moment. The club is in a good place itself at the moment. But I just think for everyone involved in the club as well, it's good for them to be involved in it. You know.
Yeah.
Sorry about that now, Dick. That's Liam Russell ringing me now to tell me to stay quiet.
You're sacked.
Yeah. But he's asking me what I'm saying about him, I bet you. It won't be good anyway. It won't be good. Right, Dick. Look, I think we've exhausted ourselves.
Yeah, well, look, sure, it's good to
have a chat.
Yeah, and yourself, and look, sure, it's nice to let people know that they're appreciated out in the community as well.
Yeah.
You know, and for all the jobs, if you're selling them 1 minute ticket to 50, if you're washing jerseys, if you're helping mark a pitch, if you're bringing the kids to a match, it's all much appreciated. You know what I mean? Only for you.
Well, to be honest with you, on behalf of the club, I'd like to thank yourself for taking over the men. It's not an easy job.
No,
with the men. It's hard. They're probably the hardest to keep them going because they have different distractions between work, social life, family life. You know, so there's a lot of different distractions there. For
drama life.
Yeah. So no, like, to be honest with you, for any of the volunteers, underage, yourself, everybody involved in the club, Liam with the Split the Pot, Pat, chairman, does a lot of work in the background as well for us. Amy, the treasurer, massive job that is to try and keep track of everything. The receipts, it's massive. But for everyone in the town that supports us with the Split the Pot every week, and everyone that comes up and enjoys playing with our club, from me and all the club, thanks to everybody. So that's it, Dick. Happy Christmas to you.
Happy Christmas
and to everyone.
And to everyone. Thanks a million.
Thank you.